As I was editing this video, I realized I really didn't say what the actual cause was and what started this whole process with the PCM and that. What started it was my truck was having a problem with acceleration, especially when it was cold. So when I went to accelerate, it actually would, basically you could push the accelerator down to the floor and it just didn't feel like it was going anywhere or picking up any speed. Eventually it would, but it was very doggy and lagging. So my thought was the first thing I wanted to do, since I had a tuner in this, was to take the tune out and go back to factory defaults and factory settings. I just wanted to let people know the reason that this happened was all of it happened because I was trying to put the factory tune in with the tuner, and I didn't want to mention anything because if I would have found out it was the tuner's fault, I was going to actually, the video would be a little different. So anyhow, without further ado, here it is in all its glory and why and what happens. So thanks. Hey folks, it's Mike, the Disgruntled Mechanic. I guess as you know, I had problems with the PCM on my truck, and I did a video of it on the internet, and I actually posted a little bit about it with some problems. And interestingly enough, when you have a YouTube channel and you post and you have YouTube friends, sometimes you get extra help, and it can be a really good thing. So actually with this video and doing this, what I wanted to let people know was, my saying at the end is, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off. Well, and as you're going to see in this video, that's basically what I've done, and it's pretty top-notch help as far as I'm concerned. I would like to say I was going to buy the tool to do this myself, and I had no problems with that, but the tool's like $500. And since I had somebody offer to do it and use the tool that knows what they're doing, more so than I figured, hey, why not? So we're going to do some reflashing on the PCM, ECM on this truck, and see if we can get the old Duramax back up and in our top shape running form. So stick around and we'll get to it. So folks, here comes the cavalry. Everywhere.
Is Sleepy Hollow a real road?
Did it bring you down Sleepy Hollow?
I started to kind of second guess coming down there.
Yeah, GPS does have a tendency to do that.
Let's see, you got everything off.
So we got the dinger going. Let me get in here to shut that off. Yep. All right, since I didn't have the tool to actually do the reflash, someone here that's probably familiar to you folks made a house call to my place to do this, which I surely appreciate. Well, you guys can donate to his patron on my behalf since he stopped to help me.
Well, the way you're begging, I felt obligated.
Well, yeah, I was begging pretty bad. Please, Eric, please.
It was the crying that put me
well, I couldn't help it. You know, this is my baby.
Yeah.
And I'm so sorry I hurt her. So we're going through the reflash program with the GM software. I guess you're all hooked up already. I didn't even realize it.
Yep,
so what are we doing right now, Eric?
So it's just grabbing information off the internet. Got our Bosch VCI hooked up over here. As long as my cell phone doesn't die out on us, we should be good.
Well, we can always plug that in. We got.
And this is all you got on the dash, just your engine light, and that's it.
When you put it on, yeah. When you start it, you have some of the gauges working. Fuel gauge, I know, doesn't work.
No printable.
Nope, correct, none. And as far as the temperatures, I don't know because I haven't ran it long enough for that because of the shifting problem and everything. I mean, the engine seems to run okay.
And let's see, what years did you say, 02?
This is an 02, yep.
Let's see, light duty.
Now, Eric has done this before on his channel, so if you want to actually see the whole process.
It is the LB7, right?
Correct.
Okay. Yeah, it'll pull the VIN now. Look like your VIN.
And luckily, we still have communications with the PCM/ECM. I'm thinking you can see what's happening here.
Yeah, now it's going to check all your Cal ID numbers. It's going to pull the most current ones. So now we have an option here on this one. It should tell us federal emissions. You know if this is California?
No, I do not.
Alright, we have to get them RPO codes. So NC1, NF4. Need your glasses, old man.
Yeah. Wait a minute. What? NF. NF2.
You got an NF4 or an NC1?
Nope. An NF2.
Okay, you got NF2?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, that's what I said. I said NF.
Okay. Oh, okay, NF2.
Oh, you thought I was just mumbling to myself?
Well, I never know with you. So this is federal emissions? Must be NF2.
It says NF2.
Alright, then we got another option here under the system update. We've got, let's see, California, and okay, so it's another California federal option. So we're going to pick the federal out of there. Alright, let's just see.
Okay, so what's the difference between the federal and the California? California's stricter, isn't it, than federal?
Oh,
or?
yeah. So currently, your current calibration here is this 988. Currently it's flashed. Let's see, for California with clean fuel emissions. That's interesting because you said it's NF2.
Well, I'll look again because I don't have my glasses, but I have an NF2.
Yeah, and then under the system update, it's already currently flashed for the federal, so your car's like half federal, half California. It's interesting. All right.
Was it flashed? This has been done once before with possibly a new PCM or
yeah, I wonder
flashed one other time. Do you think maybe they did it incorrectly at that point?
Yeah, very well could be, because this file here that we're going to overwrite is a California file, this one here.
Okay.
And then we're going to write it for the federal emissions according to your RPO. And then now we wait.
Okay, folks, we're just waiting for this to go, so I'm going to turn this off, and when we get back and hopefully get good results, I'll be back.
Yep, we'll find out.
Okay, so we flashed it, and after we flashed it, we were still having problems with communicating with the PCM. So Eric suggested looking at some fuses, and with him tracking down some fuses, because he said from the diagnostics that he did that it was definitely coming, that it didn't seem like it was actually communicating with the transmission control module. So he came down in here to the fuse box, and he found this wire which was plugged in, and it was plugged into one of the fuses, and it was for a power, we're pretty sure, for my snowplow. And the way that was stuck into the fuse, it actually had the fuse pushed up. So I don't know if you heard exactly what I was saying there. Or,
You gotta be careful what hole you're sticking in. I talk about that on my channel quite a bit.
yeah, well, that's... I don't disagree.
Just because it fits doesn't mean it should go in there.
Well, it did fit.
Yeah.
So the gentleman drove here 114 miles to come down to basically say, there's your problem.
Lady.
Well, okay. You can call me lady if you want. I'll take it.
You ever seen my video on how I hate aftermarket crap?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, I've seen that.
I want to rewatch that one.
But somebody had it, originally it got stuck in there. We haven't actually taken it for a ride, but everything that should came back, came back. The ironic part for me is I had no problem with this until I did the flash, but with doing the flash, I had to remove one of the fuses in there because the Predator programmer actually calls for that fuse to be pulled out. So I did that, and that's why I was in there, and that wire got moved while I was in there, and apparently that's what caused all these problems.
Yep, because when I went in there with the old scope on a rope and checked that fuse, there was no power on it. And being that we were dealing with a TCM no-com problem, you know, anytime we do that, it's powers, grounds, and the ability to communicate. So that's what we were looking for.
Oh, got them in the sun. So, and the fuse that you found that had no power was actually TCM ignition fuse.
Yep.
So that all makes a lot of sense. So we're gonna take the Chevy out for a ride and
cross our fingers we come back.
Yeah, cross our fingers we make it back. Number one, of course, because it's a Chevy, and number two, because I was working on it. But at least I'm gonna have the true mechanic along with me to you know, the best mechanic on YouTube. And with saying that too, I wanted to pass along that also the heir apparent to the Eric the Car Guy legacy, since Eric the Car Guy has said that he has passed the torch down to Eric O for to him for the car repair videos. So we'll see. We'll probably be back when we get back and just give another rundown. But it appears that was the problem. If anything changes, we'll certainly let you know.
Yeah, I would suggest, I think we should pull the fuse out and just look at the terminals, make sure you're not dealing, you know, from maybe that fuse tap being in there a long time. You know, you bumped it, it fell out, maybe the one side is starting to fret a little bit. So I'll just check.
Probably not a bad idea, or just move it somewhere else completely.
Well, as far as your tap, yeah.
Yeah, that's the tap, but well, I guess the good part is I should know where to look if my transmission quits working now. That would be my first place to go.
Yeah.
The good part out of this is I'm gonna get everything reflashed and current, since he was nice enough to make the trip down here and pay the extravagant bill, and because it's a house call, it's Sunday.
Gonna play, you're gonna pay.
Oh man, what can I say? Maybe, and I guess the bad part about all this, or the good part that it did happen like this, was because I'm thinking PCM, and I could have went and bought that for it. I could have put that in, reflashed it, the whole works. Yeah. All due to one little fuse. So you know.
But we looked at wiring diagrams, and so this truck works on class 2. You know, class 2 data. So the ECM talks to the TCM on the CAN networks, but the scan tool talks to all the modules on the class 2. So, you know, like I explained to Mike, you know, being that we couldn't talk to the TCM, then we knew it wasn't a COM problem between those two. It was a problem, you know, from the data link down to the TCM. Essentially, you know, the module's kind of isolated by itself. You know, not that the ECM can't take it down, but it's pretty unlikely, you know, in my opinion. Just because it worked prior, so.
And that's the big thing. You can have all the scan tools in the world and stuff, but if you don't understand that data and how it works, and I can be honest, that's something I wouldn't have picked out.
Yeah.
You know, I just not knowing enough about it and having access to the drawings and stuff too. But I wouldn't have picked that out. So it's a good thing that Eric was here to help me do that, and probably saved me a bundle of money for stuff that I wouldn't have had to do, which would have just sucked.
Yeah, it would have sucked. So.
All right, we're going to take her for a ride. Okay, so we're going to try and get all the codes out of it, and I got Eric actually using a launch product. We'll see what he thinks of it.
Keith, man, he loves his line. He hates my Alto. He's an Alto hating machine.
I liked my DS 708, but I just really went with this because Keith sort of recommended it. So
yeah,
not that I don't trust your recommendations, but I think when I asked you, you even told me Keith swears by the launch.
Oh, he does. He sends me pictures on Hangout all the time of his Alto failing. And then lots of swear words.
I didn't even realize that he had one. So
well, he's got the MaxiSys Mini. So
okay,
same thing as mine, just smaller screen, same processor, same software, just smaller screen. I think he's got a bunk one though.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, or he purposely messes it up to mess with me.
And this is the Pro, but the one that he has is the Pad 3 or the.
Yeah, I think so.
And what I was told when I bought this one was that this one is basically the same tool as his, just a little smaller, but they did upgrade it to the 8-inch screen. So
yeah, it's a nice size. I like this.
And that's what I do like about it.
Does it flip on you? Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
So you can sort of do it like you do yours.
Okay, it's just it's doing a module scan. Does it do is it doing a code check? Or you got to do the health check report to.
You have to do the health check report.
Okay, so this just
it just scanned all the
okay.
modules for you.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see.
Oh, you exited.
Whoa!
That's actually pretty neat. That's so you don't forget your dongle setting up there.
Yeah, I think Keith and Ivan both have a sticker
They-
on there.
they-
That says,
yeah.
Don't forget me.
Yeah, I think he actually told me Ivan does, but because Keith said he likes that option. All right, I don't know what I told you to do wrong there. Automatically search.
Yeah.
I wasn't actually
No,
watching.
you weren't
I was-
watching. I was just poking. I get click happy.
Okay.
Health report.
Did you do system scan last
Yeah,
time?
yeah.
Did do health report? Yes.
Yeah, and then that'll bring up if we have
I'm
any
pretty
codes,
sure.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, 'cause we probably
Yes.
we probably still have code stored in that training module. So did you tell them that we did go through and check all the service updates on all the available modules?
No, I did not. But while Eric was here, we did that to make sure everything was up. So it was productive. We actually sort of discussed it, or actually I told Eric, I don't know if I want to say that, but if I would have taken this, I'm pretty sure if I'd have taken this dealership for what we found, I probably would have had a new transmission module in it. I probably would have had a new PCM in it and all that because, Eric just went back to the basics. And luckily he knows how to check the basics much better than I do. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Well, we only learn because we make mistakes.
Well, and that's the thing, it takes time to learn that. None of it, I don't know of anybody that just jumped up and, other than maybe Ivan, that just jumped up one morning and could start diagnosing cars.
Yeah, so it looks like we just a bunch of training codes. So
Yeah,
we just select module from here?
Yep.
That'll probably be history codes.
Yeah, you got engine or transmission.
This thing's pretty quick.
Wasn't the other day. That was the slowest it was.
Yeah, so no codes, so they must be probably all history codes.
Yep, those are the ones that we had.
Yeah, so which we know we don't have anymore. So let's see.
If you go clear engine transmission.
All right, and that's your transfer case. Yeah, I assume before that hard fault, these things would pop right back.
Yes.
Let's see, can it rerun the scan?
I think so. If you keep going, can you go back another one then and just do the health report? There you go.
Yeah, I see we should be good now.
And in case you're wondering, we still didn't take it for the ride. We wanted to decide to clear all the codes out, and then we're going to take it for a ride.
So one thing I don't like about the Autel is when it does a full system scan, if you have, let's say your training control module wasn't talking, it wouldn't even bring it up in the list. It would only bring the available modules, and it would just say, one code, or okay, or no codes found.
Right.
So if you didn't know that it had a specific module, particularly on later model stuff, it'll just skip right past it. Yep.
Oh, well.
So whereas here, it comes up not equipped.
Right.
So I don't know if they had a no-com with the training module, if it comes up not equipped, or how that works.
Yes, because the reason I say that is it had what'd you say it was, a no, scroll back up there a minute where it says not equipped.
Yeah.
Yes. When the dash stuff wasn't working, that's actually it said not equipped, and I knew it was there. Air conditioning, I think, it also told me was not equipped.
Oh, okay.
So.
Yep. So it looks like we're good to go.
Okay.
Sweet. See if it's so shitty to take us downtown.
Yeah. Alrighty, now we're going to take it for a ride.
So after taking it for a ride, everything seems to work fine. We have no codes, nothing like that. Everything was good. I wish I would have known more about it to know what I was looking at, and seeing that the transmission control module was more the problem. But not knowing enough about it, that's what happens. With him looking at it, looking at the data, having the proper tools, it certainly made a difference. Even without the tools, somebody like Eric O could probably do a real good job of diagnosing it, but I have to call in the professionals at times with that kind of stuff because I'm still learning with it too. So I just want to give a real special thanks to Eric O, and just say once again, this is Mike the Disgruntled Mechanic saying, if you can get somebody else to do it, you're probably better off, which in this case was true, and sometimes you just have to get somebody else. Thanks for watching. See ya.